What's up, guys? Joshua Caw here. I had a couple of my friends who I had been talking to ask, hey, you got that Korg Nanopad, what's it like, is it good, should I buy it? It's a good deal, $60, I got it at Guitar Center. I've seen it online cheaper, and as some know who have been researching this, the black model, which has a black base with gray buttons, comes out in a few days. I think by the February 10th they should have it in stock. I apologize for the Blair Witch-esque recording I'm doing. I promise I'll put this thing on the stand soon, so it's not shaking and getting everybody sick. So we'll run through the Korg Nanopad. You got 12 pads. I've separated them to right and left because, like Serato, right and left makes it easy. It's association. Bang, bang, right and left. I'm actually going to take a sticker, I think, and put it right between the 3 and 4 there, so I can really separate the 3 and 4. Because, you know, when you're craziness and you've got 15 tracks playing and, you know, superstar DJs over your shoulder seeing how nasty you are, you don't want to have to look really close to figure out which pad you want to hit. You want to be able to just look down, or not even look, just know where stuff is. You have your Y-X or axis keypad, which really doesn't do much of a whole lot. I'll get into that in a little bit. I'm trying to see if we can change the parameters on this, because there are some cool features if you can change the parameters. Then you have your little control pad over here. You have hold, and you have roll, and you have flam. Then you have your 4 scenes, 2, 3, 4, which means you have 48 different MIDI pads, which is pretty plush. It is powered via USB, and I have my 320 gig passport, my Nanopad, and my TT57SL. My internet is on and running with like 5 web pages open. There you have the 57. And I haven't encountered any kind of lag or anything like that running 1.9. I will say 1.9 via video I haven't been able to use yet because they're still working out some of those bugs. So I really can't tell you that it will work with video. I imagine it will, I just can't tell you that it does. Now I love my 57, but these little tiny buttons in a dark nightclub at night, jumping between groups and stuff, it just makes it hard to do some of the stuff that you want to do quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the way I have my Korg Nanopad set up. Now I'm going to put this on a little stand over here, and I apologize for the view if you can't see something, but this is the best way to do it because I have Katharine Hepburn hands, so I apologize. So, first setup. Scene 1, we have some Dr. Dre loaded up. So, we have scene 1. Bar 1 I have set up for play pause when I'm on internal mode. When I'm not in internal mode, I use 2 through 6, which are these keys right here, the left half, for my cue points. As you can see, pretty fast. Now I have this sitting on my keys right over my F1s, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm toying with bringing it down to here, but as of right now, right here works good. So, you got your cue points, and it's as fast as you can hit it. I'm not trying to do anything musical, I'm just showing you guys how fast it is. Pretty fast. Now, scene 2, I have set up for my loops. Now, they talked about when you go into MIDI, and I don't even know if you guys can screen this, if you go down here, there's a loop roll function that you can assign to a knob. Now, I don't like that because I can't go from one loop to another loop without scrolling a knob. That means if I want to go from a 1-beat loop to a 32-beat loop or vice versa, I have to scroll through those other loops to get there. So what I did is I assigned 6 to these pads for loop. So we have the 1-beat loop, 2-beat loop, 4-beat loop, 8-beat loop, 16-beat loop, 32-beat loop. That's really all you need for looping. I'm not going to be jumping in and out of loops as much as I might be jumping in and out of loop rolls. But still, I'm not going to do a loop for an 1/8 of a beat or a 32 beat, so I just said scratch that for loops. I really don't need it. And of course, this side of the pad I have set up the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, controlling the regular loops. Now I'm going to go into scene 3, which is my loop rolls. Now I got it set up for the 1/3. Well, I'll start out here. 1-beat loop roll. Take your finger off it. It's gone. Just like in the regular version when you hit Control Alt in the number keys. Same thing. You hold it down. You let go. It works. Then you can go right down the line. Now you can't really do that, or you can't do that going from the 1-beat loop to the 32-beat loop roll, because you'd have to turn a knob, and that means you'd have to hit every single one of those loop rolls before you got to the one you wanted to go to. So I find loop roll feature, I use the 1-beat loop to the 32-beat loop, and that's how you get your little effects there. It's more of an effect, you're not really using it to loop the end of a song to make your own little extended. Now, scene 4 I have set up, this is the only scene I have set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which are my 6 samples, which we all love and adore via the 1.9. So of course, now that we all have reggae horns, we're going to hear that on every friggin' mixtape ever, except for the guys that have been around for 10 years like me who are already sick of it. Again, as fast as you can hit it. I don't know if you can hear that, I'll turn it up. As fast as you can hit it, it's going to do it. And we can all sing. As fast as your hands go, it'll do it. Now, we'll talk about the XY pad and how that applies to this. The flam button doesn't do anything, don't worry about it. Roll button, what that does is you take your sample. Now, you hit this. Left to right, basically. Left, it's slow, faster, 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 faster. That's it. Now, as you can see, it just kind of blazes a bunch of repetitive noises. It doesn't sync it to any kind of beat. If I had a beat playing, unlike the Pioneer EFX, it wouldn't sync it to beats and give you like a nice little tight roll. So it's really not good for doing your loops and things like that. But as far as the samples, it's not bad, because you can, something like this, you can make some pretty cool effects. If you want to get creative, if you're more eclectic. Then you have the hold button, which means you hit the hold, you hit hold, you hit your sample, drag it up, now it's there. So now when you hit this, it'll do it with everything. So now it's looping, not looping, stuttering at the speed I set, and it'll hold it there. So the cool thing about that is if you take this one, slow it down as much as you can. If you hold this down while you're cutting that fresh sample, it sounds pretty wild. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. $60 Guitar Center, plug it in, downloads the drivers, go into MIDI, you click MIDI, you hit all your corresponding buttons. Now make sure with the loop roll, you hit Control Alt and then click the number that you want. If you don't hit Control Alt, you'll just get regular loop, which you don't want. Connex actually put up a really good video which got me started on how to assign all this stuff. So go back up here into the corner of YouTube and put in his name, or I think it's Serato Tutor he goes by, and look up his loop roll 1.9 video. It taught me how to do it. So Korg Nanopad, $60, not a bad deal. Hope this helps anybody out. Feel free to shoot me an email, and by all means leave me some nasty comments, because I think they're friggin' hilarious.